Yeah.
You got anything? I got.
You can
something.
Tell me what you got.
Well,
you have information on something, right?
I do have something to talk about.
Okay. We'll see how interesting we can make it.
It's about the world.
Oh. Like the Earth?
Mm-hmm. Sort of.
Okay.
But I think I want to start off with a little video of this supercar.
Okay.
I had mentioned to you already.
Supercar.
That I think you've seen, maybe.
Which one is this?
The Chinese BYD U9.
BYD, brother. I'm telling you what, man. They're making moves in the battery world.
And they also have this supercar. I don't know if it's just...
Oh, yeah, it jumps. Yeah, bro. That is just... insane.
Now we're gonna test
He's on the mic, man. Messing up the equipment.
Oh, this guy's driving one.
3.8 seconds.
3.8 seconds. I love it. Bro. Golly.
You feel that?
That's
95. That brake all the way down.
95? That was so quick. Dude. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, BYD is making big moves in the battery world, and they have expanded into all kinds of other areas of the market.
Apparently, they have a SUV called the YangWang.
The YangWang.
The YangWang.
It could be the YangWang.
It might be the YangWang.
The YangWang.
YangWang's a little funnier.
Yeah, yeah, that's the American version.
The YangWang.
The YangWang.
If it's squatted, it's a YangWang.
Oh man, got a YangWang down there.
Squat that thing.
Rolling with the YangWang. You're gonna end up with YangWang gangs.
Yeah. Pretty
bro.
boxy.
Yeah, it looks like
a Land Rover.
Yeah, it looks a lot like a Land Rover.
Yeah.
That's interesting. But also not original at all. It really does, like, surprisingly similar.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have any specs on it, but all I know is a BYD U9 jumps over stuff.
So, yeah, that's impressive. Although, I'm sure other vehicles are capable of that. Wonder what the cost is for that, like, system. There's no way that's, like, stock, right?
The BYD U9?
The shocks like that? Was it got bags on it, or
probably like either pneumatic or hydraulic? I don't know.
That's a lot of force.
I mean, it comes with the car.
Your tires better be pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a lot of downward force to lift that car up off the ground, especially with the batteries on there if it's electric.
It's $236,000.
Dang.
For that car.
Yeah.
Or 1.68 million.
Bro, I wonder how much it costs to just replace the tires.
I don't know, man.
They're probably expensive as crap. $236,000. We looked up today, we were talking about TVs. And
yeah.
Have you ever heard of, what is it, the big Titan or the giant Titan? I can't remember what it's called. But it's this massive TV. It is like 345 inches or something like that. It's massive. It said it's 16. Well, let's see. It's 16 foot tall by 32 feet long. They said.
Oh, Titan Zeus.
Titan Zeus. That's what it is. 2.6 million, right? Isn't that what it costs?
1.6
1.6.
370-inch 4K TV.
Yeah, that's insane, right?
That is insane.
An elephant can stand in front of it, and it won't block the view.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that's
26 by 16 feet.
26 by 16, so not 32. Okay, 16 by 26. That's nuts.
That's huge.
Is that the 16 by 9 ratio one? Or maybe I'm thinking of a different TV that we looked at. Because there's a bunch of TVs that are over 100 inches now. And you can get a 110 or 115 inch TV for less than $2,000.
Get a what?
You can get a 110 or 115 inch TV for less than $2,000.
That seems pretty reasonable.
Yeah, that's a big TV, bro.
I don't most people's houses can't even. You don't even need that.
Nah,
big
most
of a
people's
TV.
houses could not handle that.
Yeah.
I mean, my TV, I wouldn't want that in my house.
Yeah,
It'd take up so much of the wall.
and then you can't be far enough back to even like really view.
You got to
it.
have a good size room for that, for sure. That one, the Titan Zeus, they said you have to be 50 feet away
for like optimal viewing.
to be able to view at a reasonable size.
That's like for concerts and stuff, I guess.
I would think for like museums.
Okay.
Like displays, things like that,
Corporate.
aquariums.
Yeah.
Because they're for indoor and outdoor use also. So you could literally use them for movies.
You can have them outside.
Yeah, they're for outdoor use also. The Titan Zeus can be used outdoors, which means drive-in movie theater, brother.
Yeah.
Dude.
A 26-foot wide flat screen.
Outside. Bro, I mean, yeah. Could you imagine like having that thing?
Oh, they had one at the World Cup.
There you go.
I guess.
That might be why they built it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, necessity is the mother of invention.
The company has just sold one unit to a private customer who prefers to remain anonymous.
No doubt. John Cena. It's John Cena. So that he can watch himself wrestle in his backyard.
It wasn't at the World
Sitting
Cup.
around his pool, drinking a martini, watching himself wrestle. Look at me.
Or you can watch the movies he's in now.
Well, yeah.
It wasn't at the World Cup. I misspoke on that. It says, in case you couldn't make it to the World Cup, this TV will guarantee you the best experience.
Oh, yeah, duh.
But only if you have 1.6 million to spare.
Yeah.
See, I don't know how different it is from an LED screen, because the LED screens are like...
What type of screen is it? LCD? That's the difference. I mean, it's
a 4K high-end LED
4K
TV.
LED, right? Okay, so it's running off a LED.
But they have LED screens that are, I guess they're not 4K. They're just like panels.
Yeah, the 4K
that, like,
is,
you can put
is
together.
about the resolution. Like,
yeah.
And so when you've got a tighter mesh of LEDs, you're going to get a lower or a higher resolution.
I guess.
When they're more spread out, the fewer, individual diodes you have, the more pixely
Those
it's
LED
look.
things are probably just...
Oh, they're probably way overlapped. Like,
Yeah.
It probably looks incredible. Like as close as you can get to like,
Pixels.
real. Yeah,
like whatever the definition of the eyeball.
Yeah, whatever photons, I guess.
Yeah.
Different color photons.
Yeah.
The light spectrum.
Mm.
That's the only kind of analogy I could make.
Well, the eyeball has
my
like
mind.
has some sort of maximum resolution that it can see.
Yeah, and it's not 4K. We can't actually see it to its finest resolution. Some people can, I imagine, but like I think
can't see in 4K.
I think most people can't even see 4K. Yeah.
Look, we gotta know this. What resolution is eyesight?
Yeah. What resolution is the human eye capable of? I guess would be
Ask our producer here.
capable of viewing. Yeah. What's Michael got to say about it? Oh wait, Bill. Excuse me, Bill. Can you tell me what the highest resolution the human eye can see is?
According to the latest research by scientist and photographer Roger M.N. Clark, the resolution of the human eye would be 576 megapixels. This equates to 576 million individual pixels, so we can see much more than an 8K TV can. The eye is not single frame snapshot camera, it's more like a video.
Okay, so we can see more than 8K.
Well, this is, okay, so it's saying 18K resolution.
Okay, 18K. But they already have 32, right?
I have no idea what
I think
they
there's
have.
64K resolution now. Like
64K?
I think so. Like
8K is the highest thing I know about.
Is it? Okay. I thought that
I thought that
they had surpassed that at this point.
Maybe they have, I don't know.
If they haven't, they will soon, but we won't even be able to tell the difference.
Hmm.
So maybe they won't bother. I don't know.
Once you get to 18K.
I've never looked into it. I don't really know.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Dude,
Concept,
when it comes
though.
to buying a TV, for me, it's just like, let's go to Walmart and see what they have.
Yeah. They got 8K at Walmart, man.
Yeah, but I'm not looking to spend that much money on
Yeah.
a TV. My kids, color on the TV with
I
colored pencils
think
and
I've
markers.
ever bought a
and-
TV.
Yeah, I've only bought a few.
Yeah.
Like maybe 2 or 3.
Okay. I think I bought one
And they've always been on
32-inch
sale.
TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we have anything bigger than a 43. So.
Yeah. The one downstairs is a 42 or
We
something
bought
like that.
the last TV we bought was for our bedroom when I redid that the bedroom in our house, and
it's a 42 or 43 or whatever.
it's a 43.
Yeah.
And I mean the bedroom is 24 feet long, so I mean, we could put a bigger TV in it, but it's like in the perfect position, laying in the bed. You know, you can just lay there, and it's like right at eye level. Like you don't have to strain your neck or turn or anything.
Yeah, that's nice.
I tried to convince the wife to let me put it on the ceiling.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, I'd love it.
Yeah.
Like just. And like, but not like too far up. Yeah, you got to put it like at a decent.
Yeah.
Height, so.
Yeah.
But it would
a little bit of an
and it
angle.
wouldn't have to be very big because it's not very far.
Yeah, it's like 8 feet.
Right.
6 feet.
As long as it's got a good resolution for the distance that you're looking to view it from.
Yeah. I got a retina scan the other day.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
What do they look like?
Eyeballs.
Yeah, retinas.
Yeah. There's like a little nerve.
They're blue.
Like a little nerve cluster.
They're blue.
They were like green. I don't know.
Yeah?
I don't know if that was just like their imaging software or whatever, but
like a fluorescent green, like a
kind of
highlighter green.
Yeah.
Eyes are amazing.
It's really
the
weird.
intricacy of the iris,
like a little cluster of like
it's insane.
Nerves.
Yeah.
But now they have my retina, so.
So what do you think about this hole at the North Pole?
The hole at the North Pole?
Yeah.
I ain't heard about a hole at the North Pole.
No? You haven't heard about this hole in the North Pole? Like
it's at the North Pole?
At the North Pole.
Like directly.
Have you ever seen a Google Earth image of the North Pole?
No, but I'm about to
Search it right now. Bill, we're gonna need you to pull up some images of the Google Earth North Pole real quick.
Thanks, Bill.
And see if you can see the very top of the Earth.
Okay, we're getting here to our proprietary Earth satellite software.
Well, this isn't our proprietary Earth software. It's somebody's proprietary Earth software. I haven't been on Google Earth in years, though.
Yeah,
so like
it's been a while for me too.
I know Google Earth photos from the 2010s. Apparently, it was never completed. It was never a complete image
from the 2010s.
Yeah, there's Google Earth archived images from back then, and like there's a hole in the North Pole, man. Even the photos from NASA, there's always like a circle around the top of the Earth.
What does that mean?
Where does it go? They were talking about it on Ninjas and Butterflies.
Oh, this last one?
Yeah.
I haven't watched that one yet.
Yeah. It's pretty wild, man.
I don't even know how to get to the North Pole, man.
You go north, Kyle. You go north.
But it's pretty easy to go too far north.
Well, at some point, you're not going north anymore then.
Well, it's just a ball that I'm scrolling around on, man. There's no north.
We've talked about this before, the fact that the Earth, has only one direction of polarity.
I see a crevice.
A crevasse? Are you, like, at the North Pole?
I think so. Alright, so if you zoom out. There's Greenland.
Mm-hmm.
There's North America. There's Russia or something. Is it in water? Mm-hmm. Is the North Pole in water?
Shouldn't be.
It's on land? The North Pole's on land? Santa's been living on the ocean this whole time? I just Google or search North Pole.
And it didn't even take you to the marker that it pinned up. I'm zooming straight out from the marker that it zoomed in on. But the flag that it put for the North Pole is over here. It zoomed me in over here. But the flag is here.
See, that's sketchy.
Right? What in the world?
They're hiding it. We gotta get to the bottom of this, man.
I mean, even if they didn't mess with the image, everything looks spiraled around the center, and that's not just because of the watermark.
Uh-huh. If it was in water, would it be like a... What's it called? A tsunami? No, not a tsunami. Water tornado? Whirlpool?
It's a whirlpool, yeah.
If it was in the water, that seems like what would happen, right?
If it were in water.
But it's not.
I don't believe so.
I don't know, man. I'm not a geologist.
Neither am I.
Yeah, or
I
geographer.
don't even believe in geology.
Study of rocks.
Oh, that. What you were talking about.
Geography? What's up with this hole, man?
I don't know, you know?
It's just a hole that they found? So the hole is under the water.
Perhaps it's frozen over.
And
Apparently.
under that water is a hole in the ground.
I've never been there. And
Me neither, man.
so I really...
I'll have to do some more research on it.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
It is a South Pole, then really.
Yeah.
Big white blob.
Yeah. Big circle. It's really big, though, right? It's like huge.
I mean, yeah, that's what they say.
It's bigger than Australia.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, it could be way bigger than Australia if you believe, you know,
That.
certain things.
Like what?
Like if the Earth was flat.
Is the Earth flat, though?
I've never been there.
It's hard to say.
I don't know.
It's hard to say.
I've never been there.
I mean, according to this,
Is it though? Is it
looks
really
like
hard to say?
It's like a pretty big ball to me, according to this thing.
I mean, yeah, well, yeah. What is it? It's a spheroid, geological spheroid, something like that. I'm pretty close. I don't know if I'm not dead on, but
yeah. If the
think
Earth
that's
was
a thing.
flat, like, I don't know. The thing that's weird about it is that you can see the galaxy if you zoom out. It's cool.
really.
It's like just like a picture, but you can see like the Milky Way and stuff.
Oh, speaking of, did you know that the expansion of the universe is the only thing that we know of that is faster than the speed of light?
Universe is expanding faster than the speed of light
At places, yeah.
at places.
Yeah, in certain places.
What
Like,
does that even mean?
once you get further and further away, it's expanding faster.
The
and
farther
faster.
away you go, the faster it's expanding.
The further away you get, the faster it's moving. Or at least that's the perception that we get by looking at it.
Man, that's hard to.
The really,
Process.
really mind-boggling idea about all of that is that not only does it look as though everything is expanding faster as it moves further away, but the reality of it is that we are also a part of that expansion.
Right.
And so while all of those things appear as though they're moving further away, it's because we are also moving further away from them.
Motion is relative.
Right. That's insane. It's a lot. The spatial, physics of it is incredibly complex and way beyond our comprehension at this point, I would think.
Yeah, are you and I's comprehension, or
yes, vastly
or
above
just
and beyond our
human
comprehension. Both, but more so ours than human. I think the human.
So
I
if
think
the Earth is
human race
expanding, that means there's a center.
Well, the Earth isn't expanding.
Well, if the universe is expanding, that means that there's a center.
Not necessarily.
It has to expand from somewhere.
Well, maybe originally, like, it may have started somewhere, but I think at some point you would lose the origin of that because of this guy. I mean, there's no way that all of the mass that makes up the universe was all collected and there was nothing else around it, like in space. I mean, if space just didn't exist.
I don't know, man. It's hard to say. I can't tell you honestly right now.
So the idea then is like, does space exist?
I couldn't tell you.
Because what is it? Like, okay, explaining the expansion of it in and of itself is enough of a quandary for most people.
Yeah. I didn't know it was expanding, to be honest.
A vast majority of people have no understanding of what's happening in the expansion of the universe according to astrophysicists and scientists and, other types of scientists.
Is there other things being created? Is there
100% all over the place.
More stars.
There's nurseries that they have found where stars are being born all the time.
I don't know what that means.
That's what they call these areas that stars are formed in. They call them nurseries. It's in stars in their infancy.
And they just get bigger.
They grow.
And then they expand.
They're expanding the entire time.
And then they're spreading out.
Right. From each other and from us. And
I don't know, man.
They actually just recently found this was an interesting article I saw.
Okay.
I'll read a little bit of it real quick.
Yeah.
And then you can go into what you were going to talk about, you said?
What I'm going to talk about is somewhat related to this.
Well, go ahead, because I can't find that yet.
Okay, you work on looking that up. I'm gonna read a little bit here. A new study suggests that we've been significantly undercounting populations in rural areas because the grid-based method typically used to count people is not accurate. The grid idea that the world census uses now is split the world into squares, estimate the population of each square based on census data. But these estimations have mostly been calibrated in urban rather than rural settings, and inaccuracies in rural areas have gone undetected, according to researchers from Aalto University in Finland. Aalto?
In Finland, okay.
Yep. Rural regions account for 43% of the world's population, estimated to be just over 8 billion at the last count. And if the calculations in this new study are correct, then the number of unaccounted for people could potentially stretch into the billions. Additionally.
Wow. Billions.
Billions.
With a B.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Here's a quote from the study. We were surprised to find that the actual population living in rural areas is much higher than the global population data indicates. Depending on the data set, rural populations have been underestimated by between 53% to 84% over the period studied.
83%?
84%.
84? Good Lord.
They analyzed data from 1975 to 2010, looking at the effects of dam construction work on people displacement, a scenario for which there's usually verifiable on-the-ground data for. So they did these studies on 307 dam projects across 35 countries.
Okay.
And they compared the official number of displaced people in these areas against the number of people thought to be there by 5 different major population data sets. And the significant disparity between the population estimates and the actual number of people moved in an area is ultimately because far less granular data is available for rural areas, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. These data sets have been used in thousands of studies and extensively to report decision-making, yet their accuracy has not been systematically evaluated, says one of the guys. This is from sciencealert.com. I'm not sure how legit that website is, but the study is definitely real.
That's crazy, man. That's a lot of people.
And a lot of decisions are made off of population data. Public services,
censuses,
climate change. Well, the censuses are I guess what the
UN bases their numbers on, or
well, they use the census data that they have to estimate the population.
Sure.
I guess.
Okay.
Because they don't have a census for every
country,
grid, or whatever
every nation state. They. Huh. I wonder how they do that.
I don't know, but there could be a lot more people than we think there are.
I mean, I saw is 8.2 billion is at the worldometer.
Yeah.
Has got the number at.
Yeah.
Gaining population of about 147,000 a year.
People are saying
could be way more than that.
10 billion by 2100, I think. Something like that.
Bro, at the rate that we're growing, I think it's going to be before then, but by 2100, I'm thinking more about like 2050.
Well, yeah, I don't know what the replace, like 147,000 new people. That
population growth.
In addition
increase.
to...
That's net increase.
Net increase.
Yeah, that's...
Not gross increase.
No, nobody wants a gross increase.
Well, a gross increase.
You can just keep the gross
net
increase.
Decrease.
Well, yeah. It could be that. It could be that way. Yeah, I mean, nobody wants that though.
How many people you think can live here?
As many as we want.
I agree.
Yeah.
I
think it's as many as we can produce.
I think, yeah.
I don't think we could keep up with the Earth if we used it in the proper way.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
We've never even talked about that, but we're on the same page.
Yep. Here we are. Living life.
Yeah.
Unbeknownst.
Because some people are saying, like, the world's overpopulated.
Some people are crazy, too, so...
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they're in the same camp.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's for you to decide.
I can tell you.
Bill? He's crazy.
Takes everything so seriously, man.
Look at him. He's
freaking intense back there.
I like it.
Yeah. You think about how many people were on the earth pre-flood.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, we have no real like
there's a couple different
population
estimates.
Count. Yeah.
I don't know if you've read any of them.
In South America, it would be wild to find out what the population really was there.
Yeah. I don't even know how you could be able to find out.
I don't think we have any kind of record indication of it.
Yeah. You want to hear what like an estimate of of pre-flood world population?
Is biblical, or where are these accounts from?
So like there's one method that uses the genealogies in Genesis.
Sure.
And just like averages out the families and time periods. I was listening to
something today about the believers in God before Abraham and Israel, and about how God has existed since the beginning, and there have been people from the beginning that were with him and have believed in him from the beginning, but a lot of those early, believers just kind of, their stories don't get told.
Yeah.
And they don't get told well.
Yeah, we don't really have much.
There's not, because there's not much to go off of if you're just going off of the Bible. There is more from some other documents that are extra biblical, if you will.
The apocryphal books.
Yeah, most of them are referred to as apocrypha. There's a lot of them, and some of them are known forgeries. From later years. Yeah. That's not to say that there isn't any possible wisdom to be gained from those texts. It's just to say that those aren't believed to be as historically accurate, as some other versions. And those determinations were made by people. You know, the people were the one that determined, hey, this isn't credible because, whatever reasons they give at the time. And there was a lot of that. I mean, it took them years to determine the canon and stuff, or the New Testament and all.
Yeah, a lot of Judaic.
Yeah, it was the Council of Nicaea. Yeah.
So here's a couple, just a quick little numbers. So Israel came into Egypt as 70 people, according to Genesis 46:27. 70 people. 70. When they left Egypt 400 years later.
Okay.
Their numbers are conservatively estimated at around 2 million. That's 2.6% growth rate per year. If you use this same growth rate for pre-flood world, the numbers would be astronomical.
Everybody's having 2 or 3 kids.
I guess. I mean, I don't really know how many kids that is.
I have seen, though, that if you extrapolate the genealogy from the flood till now, it ends up at the population
at 8
rate
billion.
Where we are now.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Huh, that's interesting.
It is. And that's starting with just Noah and his sons.
Yeah.
And their wives.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah.
So Israel went from 70 to 2 million in 400 years. If you use a much smaller growth rate than that, 1.5%, that would get you to 102 billion people at the time of the flood.
102 billion.
If you use a 1.5% growth rate.
102 billion.
Yeah.
We are at 8.
Yeah.
Now, you cannot tell me there was that many people. There may have been.
There may have been. This is like
it would have
a straight
been
growth rate
utter
prediction.
chaos. Yeah, and can you imagine technology with that many people?
Mm-hmm.
The growth rate
in the 70 to 400
right
is for people in slavery.
Yeah.
Even in slavery, they grew that fast.
I gotta be honest. While they're in slavery, they're probably gonna grow as fast as they can.
Yeah.
You know, that's
and to an extent,
like
maybe they're more
rate.
protected.
They're well protected, fed.
Well,
you know,
maybe
enough to work.
Yeah.
You know, and once they get pregnant, the women are taking care of them. You know, the slavery back then, to what we know as of like chattel slavery now, like, you know, the idea of like it being whips and chains did not. You know, that's not how slavery was in biblical times. Like, that's not.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Really, no.
They didn't treat their slaves poorly. The people worked for them more or less. They provided them with food, shelter. I'm not saying that it's a good thing to own other people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that our view of slavery isn't the same as the view that they had of slavery. And every so often, the slaves were set free.
They're just like, yeah, we're good.
Jubilee. I mean, yeah, it's like, hey, we're good. We're even. You can leave if you want. But they would typically choose to stay. Yeah. Because they were kept, you know, in, you know, safety. Yeah. They had living quarters. They were fed to work the field, you know, and it was honest labor. And a lot of people just looked at it that way. Yeah, I guess. They didn't look at it the same way that we do.
The world was definitely different.
It was, I mean, not to say that there wasn't race, you know, involvement. There was definitely racial issues there that were, you know, not acceptable, especially in today's view. Yeah. But not acceptable then either, you know. Right. And that's why
there's also a lot more.
That's why Christianity has been the thing that has brought it to its knees. Yeah. I mean,
I do think there was more violence though.
Oh, 100%. Oh, like in general, just in general. Yeah. Life in general was way more violent. So it was safer to be a slave a lot of times.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
so like the 102 billion, like you don't really know how many people are dying in war and stuff like that, you know.
Famine, war, like disease. Sure. You know, they didn't antibiotics, like that didn't exist. Now they did have natural cures that we don't use anymore.
They could have had other stuff.
They could have had technology that had, maybe they did have antibiotics. Yeah. Perhaps that's where some of the diseases that we fight today come from. Yeah. Remnants from, you know, old sicknesses and diseases.
Old news.
Like leprosy.
Yeah. What happened to leprosy, man?
What do they? It still has a name. I don't remember what it's called. They don't call it leprosy anymore, though.
Something different.
Yeah.
It's like diabetes type 4.
No. No. Not type 4.
I'm just good.
Type 3 is the thing.
Yeah. What is that?
In most other countries, the U.S. is slowly beginning to look like they're going to accept the idea that Alzheimer's and dementia could possibly be linked to a diabetic deficiency. It's involved in the brain. We've talked about this once before, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's the
we haven't
brain
talked about
doesn't
it on the pod though.
No, maybe not. Yeah, the brain doesn't produce glucose as it should, or something like that. It doesn't absorb it. Maybe I can't remember.
Yeah. Yeah, so like the 102 billion, like that's a lot. It's hard to know that's anywhere near right.
That's a lot.
But it could have been
orders of magnitude ahead where we are.
Yeah.
And if the Earth was able to support them at that point, I mean, there's no way we can't believe it wouldn't be able to now.
Yeah. That's just in that. That's really just in like, yeah. Good job. That's really just in that little area of the Near East.
Well, I mean,
that's just like
Africa.
One tribe.
Yeah, like Northern Africa.
One country, one group of people. That doesn't really account for any other people that were living anywhere else.
Yeah. People also didn't live as long at some point.
At some point, yeah.
life expectancy began to get shorter.
Yeah.
And then disease started taking over. I think that probably wiped out. I think disease probably wiped out a lot of people.
Yeah.
Especially
Plagues.
once they started discovering like intercontinental travel.
Yeah.
It's the same situation that we saw when Europeans and Spaniards and came over to the Americas. Yeah, came over to the Americas, and
you leave on a boat with 50 people, you get to the North America with 7 or something.
Yeah, at best. Yeah, you leave with 200 and arrive with 13.
Yeah,
and then 6 of you die a week later, and one of them lives, but also gives everybody in the community this smallpox or whatever. Bubonic plague comes over. I mean, those things have been wiping humans out for a long time. I mean, they have never successfully completely eradicated us that we know of.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah. Maybe one day. Zombie apocalypse.
That'd be pretty crazy.
I got a plan. You got a plan?
For a
you know what you're going to do?
A zombie apocalypse?
Yeah, you know what you're going to do if things go down?
Specifically related to a zombie apocalypse?
Immediately, as soon as it happens.
Like, there's zombies on the streets.
Yep.
Nah, I have no idea what I would do.
No? You don't? Oh, man. You got to make a plan.
I'm more of an adapt to the situation.
So here's the first thing that I'm going to do.
Okay.
All right. And then we cut the podcast right there.
Okay. Thanks for watching.
No, just like end it right there. So here's what
I'm just saying thanks for watching now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That way.
Maybe we'll talk about what, I would actually do later.
What do you mean?
That's some other time.
Your apocalypse plan?
Yeah. I don't know if I want to divulge it though. So
yeah, it would be on the internet.
Yeah,
a lot of people would watch it.
Yeah, it's true. I don't really do much on the internet, so
yeah,
I try to stay away from it.
You know what we're doing right now?
I do.
It's like a talk show.
I know it's hard for me.
I mean, we can make it anonymous.
No, I like it.
We can blur your face.
Ooh.
Just me talking to a blurry face guy.
Yeah, we could do that. We could just make my voice sound like a chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prefer not to do that, but
oh well, yeah, okay. All right, well, we don't have to do that, I guess.
I mean,
I like chicken.
We're doing good work.
The Lord's work.
Okay.
Maybe.
Sure.
I mean, could be.
All right, well, now I feel like I need a story, man.
Do we need a story?
If it's not Apocalypse plan, what is it going to be? Have you seen the handbag? This kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier, but
yes.
The
one that
handbag,
appears in all these different civilizations?
Like, yeah.
Tell me.
Did you send that to me?
I don't think I
I
did.
don't think you did either.
Our feeds.
Our algorithms.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy, though.
Getting similar videos.
Same comedy videos. Same handbag videos.
Yeah, I feel like there's not as much content as
it seems like there is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, you're not the first person that I've talked to about things like that, and lots of people have seen a lot of these same videos. So I feel like there's not as much content as it seems like there is. Like you said,
like there's so much.
You feel like there's so much content out there,
and there probably is. But there's probably a very small percentage that really gets pushed out.
I feel like you get locked into like you said, you get locked into an algorithm.
Yeah.
And there's only so many different streams, if you will, that algorithm can take.
Yeah. And
that's just what it shows.
Yeah.
And unless you start searching for other things and like viewing those things, but even then, I feel like I have a hard time breaking out of an algorithm. Mm-hmm. Like a specific type of feed, and I don't know that I'd want to because
it's pretty good.
Yeah, I like it. I like what I get, but at the same time, I'm kind of still curious what's out there. Yeah. So I've heard that like jumping on an incognito YouTube tab and just opening up the homepage, just seeing it doesn't put your algorithm on it, so you just see whatever's like top, which is what YouTube used to always be. Yeah, it used to be like top 10 videos. Yeah, just like Netflix does. Yeah. What happened to that, YouTube?
They figured that if they personalized it, they could keep you on the website longer.
What it is addiction.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, they're feeding you what you want to see.
Yes.
That way you stay in their website longer.
Views.
That way
maybe.
you see more ads.
Views, maybe.
That way they make more money.
The Spotify loophole. Dude's playing silent songs, no song, no sound.
Huh?
This dude's found a way to monetize silence. 30 seconds worth of silence. They closed the loophole already now, but these guys were monetizing. They had everybody they knew, get under their Spotify and use it as their sleep playlist. And it's just put it on repeat, play these albums on repeat, and it's 30 seconds of silence each song.
Yeah.
And every time that it gets played, as long as it gets that 30-second view, this is what it was. Every time it gets that 30-second view, that's a stream.
Yeah.
And so they get paid every time it gets played once you get to a certain level. And
at any level, but
but you get more once you get higher, I think, because I don't know how it really all works. I've never
been
monetized by a streaming service.
I think ours is like less than $1 per 1,000. Maybe it's around $1 per 1,000.
Really?
Something like that.
Do you have to reach a threshold to receive that?
No.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
But in total, I think we have like 3 or 4, 5, maybe 5,000, something like that.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, but it includes more than Spotify though.
Yeah,
because like YouTube Music actually pays you more than Spotify by a good bit.
Okay.
YouTube Music is a pretty good way to go to make money, but not a lot of people listen to music on YouTube. Some people do, but but you get paid more on YouTube for sure. Interesting. Yeah.
Little
insider knowledge for you.
I also saw this video of this dude that just does handwriting, just writes notes, and then takes pictures of them in random locations and posts them on Facebook. And like people view it, and I guess he gets paid for the views.
Just like posts.
The clicks, yeah. I guess however many clicks or whatever. And then I guess because it brings people into his page. And so he gets high traffic. And so people end up buying things from his page. People end up, things like that. And so he's monetized through Facebook in that way.
So crazy, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty wild.
The creator landscape.
Yeah. It's like some of it is just like stupid.
Some of it, not
all of it. Not all of it.
This is definitely not stupid at all.
I mean,
this is super legit.
Yeah, this is like
we're just trying to get a little
too legit to quit.
We just want like a little
slice.
Tiny little slice of the pie. That's all we want.
It's not cheesecake though.
Not cheesecake.
That's not pie.
It is a cheesecake, or it's not a cheesecake.
Cheesecake.
You want it to be a cheesecake.
I don't like cheesecake.
You don't like cheesecake.
Cheesecake is garbage.
Cheesecake is garbage. I
hate it.
That's a hot take.
Cheesecake. I hate cheesecake.
That's a really hot take, man.
I hate it.
You're gonna have to get into that a little bit more. All right, this is the end of the podcast. Hot take. Alex's hot take on cheesecake.
Cheesecake can.
Why? Why is it bad?
It's cheese. It's
delicious cheese.
I'm just not a fan, man. It's just not my thing.
Texture, flavor,
all of it. Just kind of all of it. More the flavor.
The flavor.
Yeah.
They have flavored cheesecakes? I
do, but it's still got all the cream cheese in there. See, I don't like cream cheese.
You don't even like cream cheese.
I don't even like cream cheese. I don't like sour cream.
That's either. That's the origin of the disgust right there.
Yeah. I have
Alex doesn't like cheesecake.
Yeah, don't ever bother asking me if I want a piece. The answer will always be no. At least at this point in my life.
Yeah.
Up to this point.
Your taste might change.
It could. I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
Hadn't yet. We got some interesting stuff we didn't talk about though, like the soda stuff. We got some pretty cool stuff about sodas we want to talk about.
Maybe next episode can be the soda episode.
Yeah, I'll be more intentional, set some time aside and
yeah, it's tough too.
Do some research. It is, man. I got so much going on with the kids and sports and work and stuff going on at church and all kinds. I mean, it's just everything's going on.
Alex doesn't like cheesecake, and
cheesecake's
so
gross.
Comment what you think about cheesecake, and we'll see you next time.
Yep.